Okay, so to remind you to pin me at the top, I think you're all leaning in and doing that already. Good morning, everyone. It's a snowy day outside, so we're going to work on our balance. We're going to do some ankle work, some pelvic floor work in the standing position, and we're going to roll down onto the floor. Prone work, so we can work on some back extensions, which is stretching out the hip flexors, and then we're going to finish on our side, back, side, done. That's the plan. Right, okay, let's go. Right, glasses off. Right, so have a ball and band relatively nearby. I know you can't see my head, but we're going to start top down, bottom up. So let's start in neutral and squeeze through the buttock. So when you do that, your pelvis just tips a little bit. So think about your alignment. Okay. Feel this outward spiral. So the arches are lifting up. So the second you feel your arches lifting, you feel like almost like a squeeze of the buttocks at the same time. So we've got that going. Then we pull in the belly. Okay. So this is our optimal position. I know you can't see my head, but we'll focus on feet for a second. Just rise slowly, lower slowly with control. So take your time with this rather than just bouncing. So really take your time with the rise and fall. And almost float the heels into the ground. So we're not sitting back into the heels and rocking. So as soon as the heels come down, we're up again. So it's slow movement. Lovely. Okay. Now, one heel down. Hip out to the side, boom, and then switch. So really enjoy the pushing out through the hip, brace through the center. Lovely. And so for me, I can feel that stretching out through my Achilles here as well. So the back of the ankle as I'm sweeping out to one side and then to the other. Okay, lovely. Now let's just take our feet just turned out a little bit. Bend the knees and just a wiggle jiggle. Just a wiggle jiggle. Side to side to side to side. Now a circle. Feet still turned out because that will feel weird on your knees and your ankles. Switch direction. Lovely. Same thing. Heels out, toes in. How does that feel? So aperoneus, it's the muscle that supports the outside of the knee down into the ankle. You might feel this on the outside of your knees, going down towards the outside of the ankle, but equally the inside of the ankle coming up as well. So it's like, it's quite an unusual feeling. Okay, so listen, we're going to do this. Watch the foot, lifts, watch the knee, goes across. It touches down, pee-pee dance, lifts up and touches down, up and over. So we're keeping the one foot fixed on the floor. So this is just starting to allow us to mobilize through the hip, one leg balance, which is challenging the pelvic floor at the same time. Okay, oh, lovely, everything's clicking. Okay, switch direction. So, sorry, I meant foot, up and over, up and over. Yeah, I know, who knew? Wow, the good thing about working out of the innovation centre is that we don't have to worry about heat around here. Okie dokie, okie. Lovely. Okay, so let's cross or stand tandem. So one foot in front of the other as if you're balancing on a beam. Then think of posture. So rather than leaning, we lift up nice and tall. Arms out to the side. We're just going to twist in one direction. Come back to center. Twist in the other. Okay, now what's going on? Relax the shoulders long through the neck. Really feel your feet planted nice and firmly on the floor. I know it's a funny one, isn't it? So enjoy how the back of your shoulder blades are feeling. Use and work the shoulder blades as you go from one side to the other. Release your arms. Switch one foot in front of the other. This is the bit that cracks me up because suddenly we go, ooh, can't do that. One side work, the other side, my leg's fallen off. What do we need to do? Do we need to tighten into the inner thigh a little? Whoop. Think about your shoulder blades. So use your shoulder blades, the back of them, to almost pinch together to help you with that rotation. Beautiful. And then release, relax. Good, 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 good. So with the arms now, let's take you up a little bit more. Okay, so with the arms now, feet in neutral. So feet in line with knees, knees in line with hips. Arms, we're coming up. We twist out. We come up in the same direction, out to the sides. So we come up to the top. One arm forward, one arm backwards, all the way down. Reverse it. Then back to the sides. Got it? So we go up, twist, drop, reset, out to the side. Lovely. So enjoy that. Enjoy how all the side muscles are starting to work the shoulders. Again, nothing too onerous, hopefully. Lovely. Okay, so from here, a wider base of support, we're going to stand on one leg only. Okay, right. So you've got a leg floating. Hold it there, brace through your center. Now I'm going to give you options. So here's fine. If you want to send your arms higher or out to the side, and then I want you to lift that leg up towards your hand, up, up. I want you to control and have steadiness here. So really think about, just like really locking it in and control. So one leg stand, Jane. Arms are optional, but and then we hold it. Tiny, weeny, little presses. Tiny, weeny, little presses. Tiny, weeny. Watch me. I'm turning. My leg stays up. Heel up, up, up. Keep your balance, control your breath. Control your breath. 3, 2, stay, stay. Knee in and out. Up, up. Back, back. Whoop. And now, so by now, these static leg and coming up the ankle towards the knee is having a word. Well done, and release. Ooh. Hold ya. Okay, so other side. We lift the leg and lower. It's just controlled movement. Tips. Tips include thinking about the static side really firmly rooted into the ground. Control the flow of movement. Resist the down phase. So take your time with it. So you should be starting to feel it into the outside of the hip. Static side's working quite hard. Lovely. Hold. Pulse. Now that should be quite intense. 6, 5, 4, 3, turning, turning, turning. Pulse. Up, up. Squeeze the butt. Lift the chest. Lift the chest. 4, 3, not done. Knee in. Push back. In. Push back. Relax your toes on the static foot. Keep going. 4, swing it through. So the whole of the hip is just woken up now, team. Well done. Okay, give yourself a moment, have a little sit. So going back to what I talked about with ball. Right then. Okay, so in the first place, we just keep this simple, and I'd like you to practice this throughout the week. So we are taking the ball from the outside of the foot, right the way around through to the outside of the foot, okay? So this is challenging balance. If you can get your eyes forward, feel the movement rather than see the movement. So eye gaze forward. Make it bigger by bending through the knees and using the arms. And really sort of think about how the ankles are feeling. This exercise is used, particularly if there's been any knee or ankle surgeries. You should feel the quad stabilizing, and you should feel around the top of the thigh. I need to delete. Huh? Lovely. Okay, when you're ready, switch sides. Be flamboyant with your movements. Think about you using your arms. Make it a whole body combination when you do this. Don't get mad. Okay, let's stop. Okay. Just revisit something for a minute. Frustration is a big thing to all of us. We all get mad. We have this irrational comparison to the person we were, not the person we are today. So let's just do this for a second. Nice stable base of support. Relax your shoulders. Melt your shoulders. So just let it go. So this is about calming your breath. We're not exercising. We're just tapping back in to our proper breathing, okay? Big inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, let those shoulders come down. Breath in, roll the shoulders. Breath out, let the shoulders come down. Inhaling. Exhaling. Let's do that one more time. So there's like gentle movement through the shoulders. Exhale, let it go. Okay, now from here, what we're going to do, we're going to take your right hand, palm down at collarbone height and spin your top of your hand. Okay, lovely. The left hand is going to scoop under and also spin. Okay, right. In a minute, I'm going to say stand on one leg. I'm not. Okay, let's see if we can just wrap the hands in a circle around a sphere. There you go. And think about spinning with the top hand and spinning with the bottom hand. Okay, right, so we're holding a ball. Breathe in. Well done, breath in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, now we move. So we take it to one side, switch the ball, and take it to the other side. Switch the ball. Think about your controlled breath for a second. Just keep going, just make it flow. It doesn't have to be perfect. I want you to connect your movements to your breathing. So one breath, one move, and just really slow it down. Too fast, Danny? Really slow your breath. This will enable us to really tap in to the parasympathetic. So we're really learning, working on calming our breath. Well done. A little bit better, not so mad. I don't know about you, but December makes me feel frazzled. Just the name December makes me feel frazzled now. Okay, let's relax. Good. Release our arms. So we're going to roll down. Elaine, opt out if you feel inappropriate. Elaine, if you just want to make yourself down towards the floor into 4-point kneeling, you can. For the rest of us, I want you to pull in, chin to chest, roll down. So just take your time. So you have to pull in at your ribs. So pull in, go nice and low, but not too low to start with. Pull in at your belly and rise. So it's the abdominal work that's going to really shift the movement. So pull in and keep the focus on the belly as you lower. Pull in, rise up. And do this a handful more times, but really think about that zipping up. Think about arches lift, inner thigh connect, pelvic floor engage. So all this tension's on your center, and we're using the center to roll, but we're using the center to lift too. Puppy dogs need a catch. Well done. This time you roll down and stay down and flop. Good. If you want to from here, start to walk yourself out. Take your time with this at 10, 9, 8, 7, until you get to a point where you're almost full, downward dog into a lovely position, ready to bend the knees and sit back in child's pose. Right, so I'm on the floor, so I'm adjusting the microphone so you can hear me. Or as Pat says, can you hear me, mother? Where does that come from? Can you hear me, mother? A famous person used to say that. Okay. Right, so we're on all, we're in whatever this called. Oh, crap. What's it called? You know what it's called. Right, what's this called? Child's pose. Child's pose. Okay, so let's have a little play around. Let me just adjust you. Right, a little play around with wrists. Okay, so in the first place, hands flat, fingers forward, and just move forward and backwards. Okay. The nice thing about this bit, so as you start to shift your weight forward and backwards, your abdominals will naturally kick in. So this is a nice one. Believe it or not, you're just checking it. Slow it down. Really slow it down. Lovely. Next, fingers in towards each other and go side to side. So the middle fingers are pointing towards each other, and we're just going to rock side to side for a second. With your weight shift over your baby fingers as you go side to side. Okay, right hand forward, left hand downwards, reversed. So fingers pointing up, fingers pointing down, and just see if we can just circle a little bit. See how that feels on your shoulders. Should feel a little odd. Work with what makes you feel nice and comfortable. You might need to stretch your neck or turn your head. See how you feel. But press the heels of the hands into the ground. Okay, switch around. So it's a 180-degree turn for both. Oh, that's interesting. One side felt much more comfortable than the other. Have a little play, elbows. Not locked out, but there's a straightness through the arm. Pushing the fingers into the ground, little circles through the body. Okay, then from here, we're going to go up onto a fist, a hand, palm, palm. So up on the knuckles, the palm, up, up, down, down. At the same time, curl your toes under your heels. Up, up, down, down, up, down, down. If you want to alternate, which is the hand that you're coming up on, you can. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. That cracks me up. In the old days, I could have done that. Now I have to really think about it. Well done. Okay, and then from there, bring your weight bottom towards your heels, piano keys. So you're lifting up on your hand, so you've got this kind of spider hand. And we're just going to gently circle, but your weight is sat more over your bottom and knees, so you're not putting too much pressure on your fingertips. As you know, I've had this stupid cat bite this year, so I'm aware that I'm ignoring my index finger. So I'm going to try and apply a bit more pressure into my thumb joint and both index fingers, trying to keep the weight equal through right and left side as well. We might notice there's a favouring that's going on here. Okay, well done. Now we clasp fingers. Okay, just rinse out your tea towel. And then twist, right. There you go. So fingers should feel nice and mobile. Lovely jubbly. Okay, stretch your hands towards me. Stretch them overhead. Pull your shoulders to ears. Lengthen your neck. Okay, hands come out to the sides, but palms up. Now really stretch your elbow joints. So I want straight arms. Now we squeeze your shoulder blades together. 8, 7, straight arms. 6, 5, wiggle your thumbs into nice circles at the same time. 3, squeeze shoulders, and release, shake off. Okay, well done. Okay, so last week what we did, I gave you some variations of some back extension work. Just a cautionary note, when we do this, and you lean back and send your arms high, sometimes you push down on the diaphragm, which pushes down on the pelvic floor. So if you are going to do this in a kneeling position, where we take the arms back, so part 1 is squeeze through the shoulder blades, part 2 is send arms up, bring it back, reset, okay? But I want you to lean with it and just be conscious of your undercarriage, so you're not pressing and bearing down. So that bladder's not pressing down, and it's just because your TBA is activated. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's options. Continue with a curled toe, leaning back. Ooh, hello toes. It's great. What I'm looking for is just that little incline here. So I can feel your TBA is activating, your transverse abdominis. So this is the stuff that really helps us to pull in our waistline. Lovely. That's good, Chris. Nice. Well done. And release. So now, watch, bear with, okay? We're coming onto the floor. I'm going to pull one hand to my side. So I'm just going to show you what I'm doing on the opposite side, which is pressing my hand into the ground. Okay. The other side, so bear with me, Chris, we're going to adapt, okay? We're going to lift up, touch the bottom, come up and down, and repeat 4 times each side. So we're lifting up and over and up and down. Give this a go. So, Chris, I would suggest you put your fingertips on your shoulders and work on a circle. So it's still a circumduction, but you haven't got the fullest of levers. Now, those doing that movement, lying down, allow for the chest to lift. So you're really getting some rotation into that side. Lovely. Thumbs up, Chris, that's okay? Yeah, good, 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 good. You might notice that a lot of your body wants to move with you, which is fine. Good, good. We did 4 on each side, right? We're doing the other side now, good. Okay, once you've completed that, sit back in child's pose. If you want to make it more of an active, come into dolphin stretch. So instead of sitting back into child's pose, bottom onto your heels, clasp your hands, elbows down, ears line up to your arms, curl toes, lift tail. And this really helps us to get some stretch into the back and stability into the back. Pulling in your belly button, engaging through your pelvic floor. Woo. 7, 6, and 5. Enjoy that. Okay, well done. Knees down. So last week when we went through this, I was trying to explain to you that when we're going into 4-point union, and then we're going to send one leg out. So what tends to happen is this. So in a kneeling, imagine I'm in a kneeling position, the leg goes out instead of out. Can you see that? So because the bigger of your butt muscles are on the side to middle of your bum. So when your leg goes out, I want you to consciously pull it in using your inner thigh. So we press out, but squeeze your inner thigh. The movement involves the heel press. Okay, so on all fours, shoulders over index fingers. So be mindful of that. So we've really got to make sure we've got a good shape of the upper body. Then we look to stretch out and flex through the heel and see if we can get that heel to hip height. So pull it in and flex it out. And I really want you to think about the inner thigh. So what's interesting with this movement, we're going to do loads, by the way. When you think about this movement, you're so busy thinking about the inner thigh, you're forgetting about the other things. So your weight is equal through your elbows. Your weight is the same in your hands. Focus on the inner thigh without losing shape. So you've got 2 bottles of water stationed on your hips. So as you extend that leg, nothing shifts in your hips and pelvis. Flex the foot. It really helps you to have that conscious connection to the inner thigh and that inner line from the arch of your foot up into the inner thigh and the bottom of the pelvic floor. Now we stay out, keep it floated, and we're going to pulse upwards, 4 inches, 4, there you go. Little pulses, tiny, weeny. Think about the rest of your form. Where's your arms? Have you shifted weight from hand to hand? Keep the balance the same with your trunk, with your shoulders. Keep it up there. Control it. Control it. Straighten those elbows. I can see they're all starting to give in. Think about your form. I'll stop talking now and release. Well done. Roll out your wrists. It's a bit of a funny one, isn't it? Yeah? Yeah, it does. You're like, oh, hello. Okay, good job. Other side. So again, just reset yourself, give yourself a moment and make sure that your shoulder weight is over your hands, not down onto a diagonal. So you're really over your hands, lovely, good. Now we extend the leg, but we flex the foot, not point, we're flexing and we're thinking about the inner thigh. So we lift and we lower. Good. So bring it down and then reset. So float it down and then push it away. Think about your alignment. You're not nodding dogs. The head isn't drooping, so we're putting pressure, unnecessary pressure on the neck. Think about your elbows, nice and straight. This is quite a coaching movement because there's so many moving parts here and static parts. Think about the height of your heel, back of knee to bottom to shoulder. Are you slipping backwards? So are your shoulders directly over wrists, or do you need to just shift your weight forward a little bit more? Your hips are the same height. You're still squeezing the inner thigh in the movement. Well done. Up and hold. Tiny presses, about 4 inches. We're lifting and lowering, but think about the inner thigh and how that wraps into the sort of the small line of your buttock. So think tightness through your butt. Tension, tension, tension. Good job. Stop frowning. Elbows straight. Shift the weight. Think strong. Engage. And then sit back. Well done. It's just mean, that wasn't it? Sorry guys, lots of wrist work today. So whilst you're resting out your wrists, I'll just come into position and set you up. So we'll start with, I want to challenge your hip flexors, that's what I'm doing. So in the first place, band knees. So we're looking for, a good hand width between your knees when you set up the band. Nice bit of resistance, but enough to be able to move. Then what we do, we take the band above, below your kneecaps. Okay, so our starting position starts with resistance. So what I'm looking for is 90 degree at the knees, 90 degree at the hip, making sure the top hip is stacked. So the heel and the knee, same height. You can perch a cup of tea. You can perch a cup of tea on that space. Right, we're going to push up. So it's a tiny weeny press. Now, whilst this is going, so we're just pushing up. So there should be, your starting position should have resistance. We're increasing the resistance as we press higher. So very quickly, the intensity comes on through the hip. Now, lie down, keep going. Slide your hand under your rib and make sure there's space between your rib and the floor. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Now, I want everybody to roll to me an inch because I can see you all starting to drift back. So up, up, up. Okay, now we press away. So we keep the height and just push through the heels. Push through the heels and brace through the belly. So think about just pulling it all in nice and tight. Hello, and you're welcome. It's a nice one. Good job. Smiling. Okay, so we're going to send that straightened leg. It's not fully straightened, but to me. And we're going to press up, up. Hello. Anyone dying yet? Oh man, that's just mean. 8, 4, and 3, and 2. Stop, stop, stop. Bend the knee in, press it away, bend it in. So you're not going very far, but you should be on fire. Like something is literally broken off. Oh my word. 4, and 3. Keep coming forward slightly, 2. Last time, and then release, relax. Okay, not quite done. Okay, so the band is on the top part of the knee on the floor. Then it's in the arch of the foot. Now I've picked the hardest band in the office today. Oh my word. So what I'm doing, I'm lying on my side. The top part of the band is going around the arch of my top foot. My heel is driving with force away, and I'm aiming to fully stretch out my knee joint. Now we've only got 6 more of these horrible things to go. Oh my word. Oh my word. 2 more. Last time. And then we release. Oh. Cheers. Right. Okay. Other side there, maidens. Oh, dear me. Well, at least we're not moaning about the cold, hey? I don't know about you, but my bum is still sore on that one side. Oh, it hasn't forgiven me. Okay, so 90 at the knees, 90 at the hips. The band sits below your knees, and we're just pressing it away. Ooh, calming the breath. We're going up and down, sorry, up and down, not pressing away. I meant pressing away, but it's up and down. It's abduction, whatever it is. Oh, I just stopped. We're all in this together. That should feel nice, right? Now everyone, just make sure you're coming forwards a little bit, so we're not rolling onto our bum cheeks, and we're really maximizing the smaller the butt cheeks. Whew. Okay, so we're pushing away and in, pushing down the line of your yoga mat without fully extending the knee yet. That comes next. Oh. So side 1 is still going. Oh dear. 3 and 2. Last time. Now bring it forward and pulse. Pulse. Oh, geez. Oh. Oh man, that's just nasty. 4 and 3 and 2. Drop into the arch. So the band is on the arch. We're pressing down the line of the yoga mat. Oh my God. I don't know how it's so horribly different from one side to the other. But I'm gently dying here. Oh man. And 3 and 2. Last time. And release. Saz. If it wasn't frosty out there, it is now. I can feel their frostiness from here, Pat. Okay, so let's just enjoy a relax out. So this is a good time for happy baby. Now, a nice trick, Annie, okay, is holding arch of foot. Use the band if you want to, just one leg. Now, I talk through this a lot. Hold on to the inside arch or the outside of the foot, whatever is comfortable for you. Use a band if you want to, or a strap if you can't fully hold on. Now, this is all about pulling down and really enabling a bit of a stretch of the buttock. Okay, if you want to hold on to, wrap your 2 fingers around the big toe, please do. And if you want to give yourself a stretch through the back of the knee, feel free. Well done. Other side. Oh. Calm in your breath, because that was fairly intense what we just did. You want to hold on to or change your positions as you hold into the stretch, feel free. And again, holding on to the big toe with 2 fingers and stretching away, just to enjoy how that feels in the back of the knee. Lovely. Well done. Well done. Okay. Soles of the feet together, and just let your knees, so soles of your feet together, drop your knees to one side and the other. So just have a bit of a wiggle jiggle. Grab some water. Bless you. Well on the squeaky bit. Okay, so feet are flat on the floor. Now I want you to bring the block or a ball into play, because I want you to pop that ball or block between your knees for a good alignment. But also, it's the inner thigh muscles. It's really long. It's called gracilis. So inner thigh around and wrap around towards the inner knee. So outer thigh towards the inner knee. What I want you to do is a combo. So it's 2 movements. Squeeze ball, so there's that adduction, and then tuck under pelvis, so there's that posterior tilt. Relax, tilt, relax knees, squeeze knees, tuck under. So it should feel like a squeeze and curl. Squeeze and curl. The point of this is we're starting to focus here inner thigh to hamstring, so back of knees to the bottom are starting to fire up. And it's not just squeeze the ball, it's clench for dear life. Squeeze and lift. And as you do this, I want you to think about the bottom of the ribs and make sure they're knit in together. Use the power of your abdominals to start to create that curl under. So we squeeze the knees together, tuck under the bottom, and then clench through your abdominals. So feel that tension on. Now we're making this bigger. We're riding all the way up into a bridge, Pilates bridge. So we're not overextending. The ribs are knitted together. We're going to hold it up there, making sure you've got good alignment here. Now I like to put my arms overhead. Always feels nice and comfortable for me. And we're going to squeeze away here. Tiny, weeny little presses, squeezing the knees together. Now, as you do that, just be conscious you're not slipping downwards and gravity is not pulling you to the ground. Lovely. Tiny, weeny little presses. Now, options. What does it feel like to come up onto your tiptoes? Big toe, second toe. Continue to squeeze your knees together. Tiny, weeny little presses. Tiny, weeny little clench bottom. So at this point, you're starting to drift downwards. So clench through your butt cheeks and push up. Well done. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release, relax. Good job. Feet comes down. Right, relax off your knees for a second. Lovely. Okay, same thing. Ball between the knees. Send your feet out a little bit further. Now, what you might find is now you feel a bit more stable and bring your arms further down your body, palms down, because your center of gravity is changing. Your feet is further away. Now, same thing, knees squeeze and tuck under, and really focus now on the fluidity of the spine, working up into a full bridge. Now the bridge is going to feel different because your heels are further away. Now your hamstrings will start to fire, particularly when you come up and hold now. Lift your heels off the ground. Big toe, second toe, focus. Don't walk your heels in. There you go, tiny, weeny little presses. I love the random hamstring crampage that goes on. But this is really important, okay? So we're going to finish with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees into chest. Knees into chest. Well done. Whew. Here's a nice stretch from here. Send your heels to the ceiling, toes to your shins. Now making sure our thighs are in vertical. So that's the first part, stretch. Hold on to the inside of your knees and then let your toes turn out, heels high. So toes turn out, so you've got your little mermaid fins. Now we're going to go wide. So toes turn down towards the ceiling, down towards the floor, heels high towards the ceiling. Really fully squeeze through the knees and get that stretch out. Okay, so now we're going to send those legs back to the ceiling. Put your hands on the bottom of your thighs where your knees are. We're going to push the knees, push the feet away, sorry, in tabletop, but apply the pressure. So push with your hands, pull with your knees. Okay, so watch. Right hand, right leg. Okay, watch. Same side. Look at my flexed hand. Look at my flexed foot. So we're going to do 6 on one side, 6 on the other. So it's my index fingers that are touching down on the ground behind me. The next 6, the toes dial outwards. So the heel presses, but the toe is going outwards, but so is the hand. So you're just going up to the 7 o'clock and 11 o'clock on the clock face. So just taking it out to the side a little bit, 6 and 6 each way. So you should notice the shift around the energy in the trunk of the body. Beautiful. It's hard, isn't it? Well done. Knees to chest once you've finished each side. Give yourself a little touch. I feel like I've worked you quite hard. Have I worked you quite hard today? Good. I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty. I don't feel bad. Right, well done. Take yourself into a full body stretch. Right ankle over left, stretch away. Right hand over left, stretch away. So you create like a banana. Then you uncross, recross other side. If you can figure that out. Now, I want you to create some space around you where you're wrapped up and you're feeling relaxed. I don't know where all that came from this morning. Oh, I think I was channeling Darcy Bustle. Right, make yourself comfortable. I'm going to do a bit of relaxation with you, lovely people. This is to reinforce the message earlier on this morning that we are on a stressful month. Where, as if life isn't stressful enough, we throw in temperature and everything else. I'm not going to remind you of all the things we have to worry about. But actually, let's also remember how humbling we can be and this life is. And now how gratitude is so important. And to be thankful, even more important. And to remind ourselves that you're really super, mega, lovely, good people with kind souls. It's also really important to remember you have to look after yourself too. And when you do feel any stress or anxiety building, then I want you to think about calming your breathing. And how do we do that? We just regulate, create that slowness. Just have that conscious awareness that we're going, oh, I can feel myself getting stressed, worked up. What can we control? Well, let's focus on what we can control, shall we? So we know how to relax our breath. We know how to switch down the body, turn it off. Take a long breath in. And for the next 30 seconds, we just focus on calm breath work. As we do that today, I want you to turn your nose and chin as far to the right side as possible. Really push the head in one direction, over onto one side. Continue to breathe. Come back to center. Turn the nose and the chin to the opposite side as far as you can. Keep pushing. Come back to center. Take your hands behind the back of your head. Push the back of your head into your fingers. Really press back, press back. Release your hands to your sides. Turn your nose to the opposite side. Come back to center. Switch sides again. Hopefully we created a bit more freedom here. Come back to center. Stretch out your fingers. Stretch out your toes. Roll onto your side. Stretch out your arms. Take a long big back breath in. Take your hands up nice and wide and high. And bring your hands back into your center. Well done, team. Woo. Oh, well done.